In this video, we are going to look at the important vocabulary from this reading passage, which is about the famous American artist Georgia O'Keeffe. We see a lot of art-related vocabulary in this passage. One important thing in IELTS reading is understanding synonyms. For example, paintings are also referred to as pictures, images, works, compositions, and artworks. All these words are connected to art and paintings. Another important word is depict. Depict means to show something in a painting, photograph, or image. So, if a painting depicts flowers, it means the painting shows flowers. We also see several words connected to displaying art publicly. Words like exhibition, gallery, and installation do have slightly different meanings, but they are closely connected and all relate to showing art to people. And the verb exhibited means displayed publicly. Next, we come to different types of art mentioned in the passage. One important type is abstract art. Abstract art does not clearly show real people or objects. On your screen, you can see a comparison between abstract art and realistic art. Realistic art shows people or objects the way they actually look in real life. A canvas is a special strong cloth surface that artists paint on. Murals are very large paintings, usually painted on walls. A portrait is a painting or photograph of a person's face or appearance. So, these are the types of art we discussed till now. Now, let's look at some descriptive words related to art. Monumental means extremely large or impressive. In the passage, this word is used for a very large painting. Botanical means related to plants. So, botanical paintings are paintings of flowers or plants. Architectural means related to buildings or structures. Avant-garde describes art that is new, experimental, and different from traditional styles. A similar word used in the passage is innovative, which means creative and original. A very important word in the passage is subject. Subject can have different meanings, but in art, the subject is the person or object shown in the artwork. So, if the subject of a painting is flowers, the painting shows flowers. And when the passage says O'Keeffe was the subject of some photographs, it means she was the person shown in the photographs. Another phrase used many times in the passage is a series of. A series of means a group of similar things. So, a series of paintings means several paintings connected by a similar topic or style. Sometimes we see the passage may have the phrase a series of, but the question may just say the word some. So, she produced a series of drawings can simply mean she made some drawings. Finally, the passage mentions Georgia O'Keeffe as a major figure in American art. A major figure means a very important or famous person. So, a major figure in art means a very important artist. Now, we look at some specific vocabulary which helped us find answers in this reading passage. In question 1, the question says studied art, while the passage says studied the techniques of traditional painting. These mean almost the same thing. Similarly, worked as an art teacher and became an art teacher convey the same idea. In question 2, the passage mentions abstract compositions, while the question simply uses the word drawings. In question 3, we see several useful synonyms. Someone who is famous can also be described as widely known or recognized as an important person. In question 4, we see close up paintings and magnified images are mentioned in the passage. These are not exactly identical, but they are similar in meaning. Both suggest that something is shown in a very detailed and enlarged way. In question 5, we see the words was initially inspired. Initially means at first. A decade means 10 years, while a century means 100 years. So, over 40 years is the same as more than 4 decades. Another important word is features. Features means different parts or characteristics of something. For example, the features of a phone could include its camera, battery, or screen. The features of a building could include its rooms, design, or facilities. In this passage, we see the phrase features of the landscape. Landscape means the natural scenery of an area, including things like mountains, trees, rivers, rocks, fields, lakes, and the sky. In question 6, the question says various features of the landscape, but the passage does not repeat the word features. Instead, it directly mentions the actual features: geological formations, colors, light, and vegetation. In question 7, seen from above is expressed in the passage as aerial views and viewed from above the clouds. These are good examples of paraphrasing. Then in question 8, we see an example of opposite meaning, which helps us identify a false answer. Changing fashions in art means shifting art trends, but the question says O'Keeffe was greatly influenced by these trends, while the passage says she remained independent from them. These two are opposites. In question 9, finished high school is written as graduated from high school, and made up her mind means decided or had determined to do something. In question 11, we see the phrase the subject of, which we have already discussed in art related vocabulary, and over the course of 20 years is paraphrased as for many years. Adjectives are words that describe nouns or give extra information about something. When we read quickly, especially in IELTS reading, long descriptive words can sometimes confuse us or distract us from the core answer. So, one useful skill is learning to focus on the main noun and not getting stuck on every descriptive adjective. We see several examples of this in this passage. In question 1, the question says worked as a, and the passage says became an art teacher. Because the instruction in the question says one word only, the answer cannot be art teacher. Art is only describing the type of teacher. The main noun is teacher, so the answer is teacher. In question 3, The passage says soaring skyscrapers. Skyscrapers are very tall buildings, and soaring is just a descriptive adjective meaning very high or very tall. The answer is skyscrapers. In question 5, the question says many, while the passage uses the word numerous, which is a synonym of many. Then we see the phrase sun bleached bones. Sun bleached means made lighter or whiter by the sun. It is an adjective for describing the bones. The actual answer is bones. We see something similar in question 2. The question uses the word drawings, while the passage says abstract compositions. Compositions are the drawings, abstract is an adjective. One word we see in many different forms in this passage is inspire. Inspire means to give someone ideas or motivation to do something. In this passage, Georgia O'Keeffe gets inspiration from many different places and experiences, and we see this word used in several forms: inspire, inspired, inspiration, and inspirational. We also see two useful expressions in the passage. To spark someone's imagination means to inspire someone or make them start thinking creatively about something. And to hold someone's imagination means to keep someone very interested and mentally engaged with something for a long time. These are useful phrases not just for IELTS reading, but also for writing and speaking. Some important reading tips from this passage. Usually, when you see a capitalized word in the question, we expect the answer to be near that word in the passage because capitalized words are easy to locate quickly. But this passage gives us a slightly different example. Questions 5 and 6 both mention New Mexico. New Mexico first appears in paragraph 7, so we may expect both answers to come from paragraph 7. But the answer to question 5 actually comes from paragraph 8, and the answer to question 6 comes from paragraph 9. This happens because the later paragraphs use connecting words like there, the state, and the region. All of these words still refer to New Mexico. So sometimes the answer is not exactly where the keyword appears. We need to follow the reference words as well. Some IELTS questions are grammatically difficult or contain multiple ideas together. If we separate the ideas, the meaning becomes clearer. For example, in question 5, first O'Keeffe went to New Mexico, then she painted something there, and finally we understand two things about what she painted. Similarly, in question 6, the question talks about a long time, many different features or elements, and all of them together forming something dramatic or impressive. This is especially helpful in true false not given questions. The answer is true if all points are true. If even one point is false or not given, the answer changes accordingly. Breaking the sentence into parts helps us understand exactly what kind of answer we are searching for. And finally, a few names of objects and materials from the passage. A patio is an outdoor area next to a house which is tiled or paved, often used for sitting or relaxing. A skyscraper is a very tall building, and charcoal is a black material used for drawing. In this passage, O'Keeffe used charcoal to create abstract drawings. If you want to see how these words are actually used to find answers, check the full reading solution. Link is in the description. Hope this helped you. Bye for now. All the very best.